Let's see. But speaking of that, these I'm not on Twitter that much these days. However, every time I get on, I see you mofos arguing about the goddamn quarterback. Jesus Christ. All right. First, it was the Lamar Jackson stuff. Okay. Me and Marcus discussed that. Go look at the last episode. We're not going to talk about that right now. Lamar staying a Raven? Boom. Let's talk about this draft. Y'all want every quarterback under the sun to be our eighth pick. Okay? Now, these people have said Ritter is our quarterback. He is our guy. So, my question, and what I'd like to know from y'all, is why in the world would we then say that and then go pick a quarterback at 8?
Can I answer that real quick? Because
Yeah.
someone, I think I saw someone tweet this, and I think I answered them. They were just like, why would they publicly say, oh well, Desmond Ritter's our guy, we're committed to him. Uh, NFL teams, all sports teams, they always say that whoever is currently there is their guy until someone else becomes available, until someone better becomes available. Like it literally happened last year with, well, not last year, but I guess the year before with Matt Ryan. It's like, yeah, Matt Ryan's our guy. He's our guy. He's our quarterback. And then Deshaun Watson becomes available. It's like, hold on a second, man. Hey, let me go just look over here real quick. I'm just gonna call him, see what's up. Like, you're still our guy, but you know what I'm saying? He's available. We're just gonna take a look. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is like Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson was the Jets guy. And then Aaron Rodgers is available. It's like, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Zach. Hold on. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a little peek, see what we can do. Maybe, you're still our guy, but we're gonna go look. It's that's the nature of the business. So I'm not really surprised that they would publicly come out there and say, like, oh yeah, that's our guy. Like the Colts are saying that Gardner Minshew is here to compete. He's our guy. Like, he's the only guy we got right now. It is what it is.
Okay. So I have a rebuttal to that. Those scenarios are completely different. When it comes to Matt Ryan, you're saying this, but on the back of your mind, he's 36 years old. We didn't draft him. He's not going to be playing here forever. When it comes to, who's the other example that you used? Zach Wilson. They drafted him.
Zach Wilson.
He played. He looked terrible. I think everyone went into that offseason knowing his days are numbered. Gardner Minshew, we not even going that road. Come on, everyone in that building knows Gardner's only there for a year. Even Gardner himself is like, yeah, I ain't here for long, bro. I already know that. When it comes to Ritter, I think what was key was them coming out, and I think they were not necessarily think that they were pressured to do so, but I think in the midst of how the offseason was going, where they're so tied to Lamar Jackson for so long that they had to come forth in some manner and say, hey, you know what? Ritter is our guy. We're going to roll with Ritter. Not only that, but you send that message to Taylor Heineke, who also comes out publicly and says, they brought me in to strictly be the backup to Desmond Ritter and to help develop him. So if he comes out and says that, man, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to sit here and say, man, they lying. The backup quarterback, right. And he's been, he's given a 2-year deal for $20 million, and he's literally like, yeah, I was just brought in to back up Ritter. Now, I think in a perfect world or in a dream world, somehow, some way, CJ Stroud falls to them at 8, and they're looking at Desmond, and they're like, but I mean, those odds are pretty low. Those odds are pretty low. I can't see CJ getting no lower than 7 to the Raiders, and even I'm a little nervous about putting money on that, to be honest with you. So they're going to roll with Ritter, which is fair. Give him a fair shot. That's all. I mean, he only had 4 games. He technically didn't win the job. Give him a fair chance to compete and win the job. But I also feel that because of his level as a quarterback, he needs to have a certain level of talent around him. I don't think he's going, if he fully develops to who I think he can be, I don't think he's going to be in that, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow tier. So he's going to kind of sort of have to be that Dak Prescott like quarterback where he's good and he's refined and he's gotten better, but he still needs a certain level of talent at key positions in order for him to truly blossom.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought his ceiling was. So you think at his best, fully developed, Dak Prescott is who you think Desmond Ridder can be?
Dak Prescott without the turnovers.
Ouch.
I need to put that out there. Because there's Dak, and then goddamn Dak. What's going on? Like the Dak that we saw against the Niners in the playoffs, like that was ugly Dak. Like, I don't want to.
Didn't Dak lead the league in like turnovers, and he missed like 3 games or something crazy like that? Was that last year or the year before? One of these years, that's crazy. How do you have that many turnovers? You missed like 4 games.
There have been times, there have been stretches in Dak's career when he's on, the Cowboys look really good.
Yeah.
And I feel Desmond, I feel that is his ceiling. And so we're talking about a guy that can possibly be at best a top 12 quarterback if he develops properly. And again, but that's to me what separates you as a quarterback in the league is that you can take a certain guy, you can take a certain skill set, and you can put him in just about any scheme, any system, and not only is he going to make that team, is he going to make that offense better, but that team is going to start winning a little bit more games. You can take Patrick Mahomes, you can put Mahomes anywhere. It doesn't matter. He can play in Arizona, he can play in Green Bay, he can play with the Jets. It don't matter. That team is going to win games. I can't say that with a certain level of quarterback when it comes to Dak Prescott. He's good.
I mean, there's probably like 5 quarterbacks that can do that. Like what you're talking about with Patrick Mahomes. Like we're talking about a whole different level of like elite. It's like Patrick Mahomes. Some people would put like Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson at his healthiest. But like outside of that, it's kind of like you look at Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, or he's had a pretty great year, but he's surrounded by a lot of talent. Like them wide receivers, that offensive line, he's surrounded by a lot of good talent. So not going to take away anything from him. But I mean, you put Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles, that team goes 20-0.
And it's funny because everyone wants to, well, not everyone, but a lot of people want to take that elite term, and everyone loves that name now. That they love every player's elite now. They want to slap it to every player, and they want to apply it to a guy like Jalen Hurts. And I'm like, wait a minute. A year ago, y'all said he was the biggest liability on the Eagles, and now he's elite in a matter of a year. How does that work? I don't get it. So, and a lot of people want to apply it to Tua. Like, wait a minute, hold on. Tua, you guys were just ready to get rid of Tua after 14 games, and now all of a sudden he's elite. But you do that, and I feel like you're ignoring the fact that each of these guys got like an all-pro talent at receiver this offseason. like Tua got Tyreek and Jalen got AJ Brown, and it's like, oh, we're forgetting that they just made this masterful leap. Like, come on, stop playing. But I agree with you, Marcus. There's a certain tier of elite. And when it's all said and done, I think Ridder can be, maybe a notch below. He can definitely be a top 12 quarterback if he develops properly, in my opinion.
I'll ask you this. I know we did the whole mostly quarterback talk, so I'm not going to ask about the Lamar Jackson stuff, but I am going to ask about the rookie quarterbacks in the draft right now. So, assuming that Bryce Young goes number 1 overall to the Panthers, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, Hendon Hooker, and Desmond Ridder. If you had to rank those 5, based on what you've seen, like in college, potential, talent, if you had to rank those 5, how would you do that? How would you? I'm trying to just kind of filibuster so you get some time to rank, because that's a lot of quarterbacks.
We're taking skill set, we're taking production in college. All that is in consideration.
And everything into consideration, projection, what you think they can be, what they would look like maybe in the Falcons offense. If you had to rank those five, the four quarterbacks, C.J. Stroud, Hendon Hooker, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, and Desmond Ridder.
Stroud, Ridder, Levis, Richardson, Hooker.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Because when it comes to Ridder, now Ridder doesn't have the athleticism or the skill set of a guy like Levis or Richardson, but what he does have over them, of course, is college production. You're talking about a guy that was a starter for 4 years, won 48 games at Cincinnati, including leading them to the college football playoff his final year there. And he also guided them to a Peach Bowl where they almost ended up beating Georgia that junior year of his. This guy was productive. You know, I'm not taking that away from him at all. You know, was it a guy that he's not going to wow you in terms of running a 4.4 or throwing the ball 80 yards? But he won games and he was a great. I don't want to say game manager. I really don't. But I think the one thing that you want to look at when it comes to his skill set, when you look at him on tape, there's very few times, if any, where I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the games that they lost and I'm blaming him for it. I'm not sitting here saying he lost them those games. There were plenty of opportunities or plenty of times where he put them in position to win, but I rarely saw that from him at the collegiate level where, man, they lost that game because he just played poorly. I did not see that. I saw that plenty from Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson had 4 games this past season where he threw 4 or 5 games where he threw for under 50% completion percentage.
Dang.
Like, that was terrible. Like, he had a game against Florida State where he had 21 consecutive incompletions. 21
in one game.
In one game.
That's a lot.
21 passes were incomplete, whether it was a drop or an overthrow or 21 consecutive incomplete. Like, who does that?
That's like a whole quarter and a half.
It spanned it over from the second until like middle of the third.
Good.
Towards the end of the third. Like, to me, that's a problem. That is a huge issue. Even it's not like they had 21 straight drops. No, he overthrew these guys. He underthrew them. There were a couple of drops in there. He might have thrown it into the dirt because the play wasn't there. But 21 consecutive incompletions, 21 straight? Like, come on, man. So,
in college.
Yeah, I think if Ridder was in this particular class, I honestly would have, me personally, I would have him third.
Okay.
That seems fair.
Plus, Hendon Hooker's almost 27. Like, he's old.
He's old and he's already got like bad knees. So that's
of course ACL. Yeah.
As a fellow old person with knee problems, I get why you would not want to draft him.
I'm just like in it, but he's starting to get some buzz. He's starting to get some first round talk right now. But that would scare me because I know that bringing him in as a quarterback, he's already coming in with a knee injury. Not to mention, he's pretty much at his ceiling already. If he isn't there, he's not that far away. So I'm only going to get maybe one contract, maybe the rookie contract out of him before we possibly could start seeing a dip in play. Because not every quarterback is going to play to age 34, 35, 36. Some guys may dip a little earlier than that. And I'm a little weary that Hendon Hooker might be that guy. So, but there may be a scenario where he's taken late in the first, which is, all right. If you want to do it, do you think?
So, just because I feel like bothering people, what about Stetson Bennett?
Come on, man. What are we doing here? You really gonna make me sit and drive your show? Like, let's not.
He's a winner.
Huh?
He's a winner. He's a winner.
He's a what?
He's a winner. He could be the next Tom Brady. He can just come in there, change your whole program up, and just win you games because he's a winner.
Wasn't Jake Fromm a winner too?
Yes, Jake Fromm. He's in Buffalo. You think Josh Allen got good overnight because of Josh Allen? It's because Jake Fromm was there.
Jake Fromm is still in the league. I didn't know Jake Fromm is still in the league. That's new to me.
Oh my god!
I don't know if he's in the league or not, honestly.
I thought Jake Fromm was working at Pep Boys the other day. I thought I saw him. I thought he was.
You probably did.
I thought he was putting out windshield wipers. I mean, that's when it comes. Look, I don't understand this Stetson Bennett love. Okay, it's mainly because he had a G on the side of his helmet, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, come on, man, like, we really going to put this guy in the league? Come on, stop it.
Ain't he like 30?
He's close to
college too.
This is a future. He's a future Amazon driver, man. Let's be real. Like, come on, that's
okay.
Respectfully,
yes.
I'll stop playing now.
Jesus.
I knew that would get the juices going.
That was funny. Now I need to know if Jake Fromm is still in the league, because last I saw he was in Buffalo, but I don't know if he's still there now.
That was like 3 years ago, wasn't it?
3 years ago? Was it that long?
I don't remember.
It was that long ago. Look, man, these guys. Stetson. There's no way you're gonna sit here and talk me into thinking that Stetson was a huge catalyst for why Georgia has been successful the last 2 years. Like,
that's what Georgia folks say. The G fans.
They also felt like Jake Fromm was the better option than Justin Fields, and they tried to sell us on this dream that Jake Fromm is the NFL quarterback.
Look at what Jake Fromm did against Ohio State. Look at the numbers he put up. Him and CJ Stroud, they're the same guy. They put up the same great numbers in the playoffs. Like,